Hi guys, how you going? Campbell here from Autodidactic, and I just thought I'd make this quick video. I was doing a bit of research and I've come across this ruins of mills this is all in New York State, up in the north of the USA, and these things are everywhere. And as you can see, these are all Tartarian buildings. This is Mills Mansion, Statsburg State. Oh, hang on, that might not even be in... Let's have a look. Is that even in New York? Kingston. Oh, where's this? Grayson. Oh, yeah, well, I'm not sure. It's in America. It doesn't really say. Mills Mansion, Statsburg State Historic Site, Clermont, West Point, Kingston. I'm pretty sure that's up there. Yeah, there we go. So there's all these interesting ruins everywhere, and they're all called mills. I mean, look at all these places. Unbelievable ruins in New York. But, I mean, look at this. They're everywhere. Own your own castle from $180,000. Look at that. You can even get personal finance. I would be into that. Look at this stairway it's even got. See the stairway? That's cool. Port windows. It's in a bit of a state of disrepair. But these things, and like I said, they're all called mills. Look at this, old archways going over a river. It's got water, obviously man-made canals running all through it. This stuff is all said to be built, the late 1600s, early 1700s, most of it, the mills and things, that's what they say. And, I mean, that's a castle. I have no idea where that is. But look at, these things, and literally all I've put into my search engine is just Mills ruins in New York State. And you can see that these things are everywhere. I mean, what's this? Livingston Mansion. And this is clearly a mud-flooded building. You can see the windows down here. Stairs going up to the top, and just classic old world architecture. And that's just sitting out in the middle of New York State somewhere. Statsburg, now that sounds German. There's a lot of German names around New York State, you'll find as well. More arches. I mean, huge buildings. I mean, these are all abandoned. Look at this thing. That's a castle. And it was completely abandoned, but it's got lights here to light it up, and they've just let it go into disrepair. And the reason that, these are all out in the middle of nowhere. It's, big brick construction, all the usual features, and just out in the middle of nowhere. So, this is the question, why would you build something out in the middle of nowhere? And we're supposed to believe all these resources were put in to build all these places, and then they were just abandoned, less than 100 years later. And there's places like this. Mills Park Ruins, Minneapolis. Look at this. It's all underground. Look. Street level. And look, we've got windows down here. Windows, got all these walls. It's obviously all, pretty state of disrepair. And look, that's the top of an arch. So how far does this all go down? All old brick. Another arch there. That's being filled in. And I've seen this. I just noticed this building not long ago. This looks like the same place. And they're saying this is just an old mill that was built, in the 1700s. So what's it called? Mills Park Ruins. Mills Ruins Park. Okay, so I just did a search. Mill Ruins Park is a park downtown in Minneapolis, Minnesota, United States. Standing on the west side of the St. Anthony Falls, the park interprets the history of flour milling in Minneapolis and shows the ruins of several flour mills that were abandoned. And it says here, the park is the result of an archaeological study of the St. Anthony Falls Historic District. The district was listed on the National Register of Historic Places 1971. In 1983, a project was being considered to extend the West River Parkway along the west side of Mississippi River in downtown Minneapolis. Scott Affinson, then the Municipal County Highway archaeologist for the Minnesota Historical Society, developed a plan to assess archaeological sites along the riverfront. A number of test excavations along the route revealed a wide variety of sites containing items of interest. For example, the foundations of 2 sawmills and the remains of a railroad roadhouse were found. Guys. I mean, come on. While near Hennepin Avenue, the investigator found the footings of the Great Northern Railway, Union Depot, and the tower bases of the 1st and 2nd bridges. So this is all, they're telling us that this was all underground and covered up, and that they rediscovered this in the 70s and 80s, but they're sticking to the story that it was built in the 1800s, and so what, it was covered with 30-40 foot of mud. That is interesting. The first round of archaeological surveys was in the 1980s to save the ruins from destruction as a result of road construction. Bit of a poem there for you. Wow. And that's all we get. And look at this photo. Is that not ridiculous? Look how far under the ground it was. There we go, right? Like, what is the story, morning glory, with this? I mean, this is something you'd see in Europe, and they'd say it's Roman. And look at the bricks here. See, this wall been all covered up with cement, but clearly that's an old red brick wall. And right on the cliffs, and I don't know, that's probably man-made too, I would think. How do I do it there? And just look, there's just doors and windows and things going in that have been, some have been blocked off, and there's, look at that, that's clearly, there's stuff under there. Look at that, is that a stairway? Wow. Just bizarre. Alright, so here we go. Overlooking Mountain House in Woodstock, we have this huge ruin just out in the middle of nowhere. All the windows and roof gone. You'll find the popular resting spot New York adventurers on the way to the top. Several properties experienced its downfall, stole to the state in 1940, and look at that. Once used as a military supply house, the beautiful ruins of at least they're calling it a castle, of Bannerman Castle can be viewed all the way from Metro North Railroad. Many parts have been destroyed. I mean, what is that? Look at that. Another old ruin. Whoa. Look at this. I mean, and there's just ruins everywhere. Fort Crown. Oh my god. Okay. Starting to freak out a little bit here, guys. I did not know this all existed in New York State, did you? Fort Crown Point. What does Wacky say about Fort Crown Point? Built by the combined efforts of both British and provincial troops from New York and the New York England colonies in North America in 1759, guys. 1759. Basically, the story goes that the colonists or the invaders hit that sort of part of America up near New York in the late 1600s, sort of 70s, 80s. They were starting to make inroads, and yeah, within 100 years or less, they built this castle. I mean, what the hell? Here's some pictures. Ruins of the castle, the main building. Look at the size of that. Looks like they're doing a bit of repairs on one of the chimneys. Wow. And as you can see, look at the landscape around it, how it's just undulating, lots of different levels. This clearly is not level, it's not flat. Someone's had to come along and put some stairs in here so you can get up to this doorway. Same thing here. Whoops. And yeah, just see these levels everywhere. So what's under the ground and what's around here? Here's another one. This, you can see we've got all these windows going straight to the ground, just a wall by the looks of it. And just kind of blowing my mind at the moment. Where were we? Let's go to images, and I mean, this place is huge. What? Here we go. Okay, Fort Crown Point, Star Fort. Okay, let's have a look. I mean, okay, so that's, oh my God, look at that. No wonder I said the ground was undulating. Look, it's that's the two buildings. So those buildings there are these. Wow. What do you discover? And literally I just got here from like you saw that random page of looking at mills. Here we go, Fort Crown. So let's see what we've got here on starfort.com. There it is. Note that little hole there. Wow. Crown Point, New York. And there we have an old plan of it. Here's some of the ruins. Abandoned Crown Point to the advancing British in 1777. And when was it built? It wasn't that much before that, was it? The French built it. Fort Frederick at Crown Point. Okay, so it's saying the French built the fort, and I guess they're calling that the Star. 1734, they're saying. And there it is. Look at that. Wow. It seems like a reasonable representation of Fort Frederick. So it was completely walled. This is no doubt under the ground. You can still see the tops of the walls. Is that the same place? Fort Crown Point. For a couple of hundred years, by the 1730s, France had by far the biggest share of the New World, extending from New Orleans down to Saskatchewan, on the Labrador coast. North America in 1534, France began exploring. So we've got here New Crown Point, Fort Crown Point. And yeah, see that's off center, so that's that. So yeah, it's all the same place. But this picture here, don't know what's going on there. This must be a different one, Fort St. Frederick. Okay, so I decided we'd go and have a look on Google Earth. This is it, and there's actually 2 stars. That's what was happening. So this is the main star, and these are the ruins of the fort, or the, it's all a fort, but what they're calling the fort structure inside it, or the barracks. And over here there's another star, double-sided. Something's going on here. And look at, this bank all looks man-made as well. We've got a bridge here. Let's have a look. See if we can check it out. Maybe not. That's not good. I was just wondering what the pillars on that look like. So there we go, Star Fort. So there you go, a Star Fort, some castles, some old mills, all up in New York State. So I hope you enjoyed that little wander, guys. Thanks for spending some time with me. If you can at all support this channel, there are links below in the description. There's new merchandise, autodidactic t-shirts, so go and check them out. And have an awesome day, and I'll catch you on the next upload. Bye for now.